no matter what. I feel into it.
Hello friends, welcome to Godlywood Studio and to Light of Knowledge. In this platform where we have already discussed many interesting topics, today we take up the subject of science versus spirituality. Science and spirituality are such subjects which have in-depth explanation and details as such. And how do these become complementary to each other? Or are they contradictory to each other? This is what we are going to find out today with Rupa Behenji. Rupa Behenji, welcome to this discussion.
Thank you.
Science and spirituality has always been in a kind of conflict in the outer world, I think, because those who follow science actually contradict spirituality, and those who are in spirituality, they say science is just the product of human mind, it is not divine. So how can we converge these two together?
Science, the word itself gives the understanding it's a experimental knowledge.
Hmm.
I see something and I want to see the effect of it in practical. So science is supportive of even spirituality. If at all, through the knowledge of science, if they are searching something, they are also searching the truths, and that truths are lying under the platform of spirituality. So they are also coming closer and closer to the spiritual truths.
Benji, that is quite true because of late the new developments in science, especially quantum physics, they say it is very close to the spirituality which our ancient CS has already pronounced a long time ago. So, how can we bring this convergence to the common people?
Spiritual knowledge which we are receiving from the Supreme, the godly knowledge, it gives us inspiration. Each aspect you practice and get result. That is accurate. Whether I practice or you practice or a third person practice, the result should be the same. That is called eternal truth, and that's what God is teaching here, which
And
is common to every individual.
Science also, I think, is running on the same platform because they say if A and B is put together, if you get C every time, that is science.
Science has explored much about the universe, the five elements energy, and they have studied in depth and are studying the action and reaction process in the material world, which is nature, the power of the nature, and which is also an important aspect. But spirituality is leading us to the experimentation of the spirits within and the inner mechanism, how it is acting and reacting. A person who is having a strong motivational power in his mind, if he focus his sight or thinks strongly, he can move the material things. So we have seen many people, they have so much of energy within which is unseen physically, but it can give impact and also effect with the material visible things. So here, which is more powerful is the question. Material things and the nature's elements which are working, science is exploring it. And that exploration is also done by some existence of human souls. Here spiritual knowledge is studying of the human souls, so that if human souls become divine, the science can create divine effect in this universe. That is the essence.
So actually you are putting it in this way that science is a tool which can be used both ways, and I think we see it in the destructive ways even more in these days, because when scientists sit and think about making bombs and nuclear weapons, I think there is not the divine element. is
See,
not there.
those who are invented, they don't have the intention of destroying or anything. They have just invented. This is the power they have. And nuclear energy, it can be used for constructive purpose also. It is the wise thought, vicious thought in human mind which provoking them to use for a negative purpose. If a person who is a scientist, he will always have to explore something, invent something, understand the process in the nature, how it is happening. So he gives a statement, he gives an explanation, and he also gives a practical things what he has understood. It doesn't mean that science itself is a for destructive purpose. For example, fire is there, I can use for my cooking food as well as to burn something. Who is to decide that one?
That is a human being, the human
Yeah.
soul. So I think, Benji, is there a way to join these two forces together? Because Einstein has already said that spirituality is lame without the scientific outlook, and science is quite blind without spirituality. The divine element will not be there. So what can we do in such a way that there is a world where both these forces work together?
See, Einstein in one place he has beautifully stated, this universe is working in such a beautiful order. Sunrise takes place, season changes, and everything is in perfect order. He said, beyond this, there is something divine which I have not understood so far. So, Einstein is beautifully stated in one place, seeing the beauty of the perfection order of this universe. At right time, sun rises, at right time, sun sets, and all these changes accurately, simply happening. He said, beyond this creation, there is some divine power which alone is monitoring and taking care. So, definitely, he is 100% truth what he has told. And in order to change the negativities of this universe presently what is happening, it is through invention of atomic bomb or whatever it is. In order to change from negative to divinization, we need the intervention of that divine power in our intellect. And that's where the knowledge which is coming from the Supreme can only help even science, which can create a golden age.
The main point which the scientists or those who follow the science stream, the main point they raise is spirituality is not having a basis of science or an experimentation basis. So, how can, is there a way to convince that spirituality is also science?
Of course, because spirituality, it doesn't mean it is just an imagination. I am talking about existence of my spirit. The thing science reveals which is not to be seen, I cannot believe. In that place, we can believe what we are feeling.
That is my question. Just like science put two chemical substances together and create a third one, can we join together different elements and make a finished product of happiness or enthusiasm or a perfect life?
Yes.
Can we do an
See,
experimentation like
in our
this?
institution, Brahma Kumaris, a person who is very intelligent or who is even uneducated person, basic education I am talking, but when they listen to the godly knowledge, they are putting effort in their own way, how much ever they have understood, and we see the change. What the people believed it is impossible from years after years, and they are able to do it in a very easy way, whether it is to behave with peaceful mental state or to follow some good conduct of taking pure food or making myself more and more pious. This was all people were thinking it is not so easy. But when anybody comes and sees the way of life that those who are practicing, uh, Brahma Kumaris institution knowledge, which is coming from the Supreme, each individual, okay, level may be differ from person to person, but every individual is making it happen in their life. This is the proof. So this is the spiritual science. And they study by their own self and also meditate and take power from God. And ultimate goal of each one is to divinize themselves. And everybody is doing at their own level beautifully. And this is the proof of divine knowledge, how it can.
So you mean that just like science is based on proofs and evidences, spirituality can also go on that platform.
Yes.
That is, if we can make our lives more peaceful by adding several substances together, then that will be a convincing proof for all of those who are creating.
The simple experiment, when I am filling my mind with positive thoughts, my environment becomes more and more positive. You can experiment and see. If I am polluting my mind inside, speaking very sweetly outside, a person can sense this is not authentic. Because the soul spirit, which is a living energy, and second thing, in spiritual knowledge, we strongly believe that God is the ocean of power and knowledge, and we draw the power through meditation, linking our mind with Him. And this is also a very simple theory that science reveals, that wherever you focus, that quality you are going to imbibe, either it is a thing or a person or anything. Similarly, I focus mind with the Supreme, and immediately the power, the peace, the love I can experience, and as a result I am able to spread around. So a person who is practicing this from long time, you enter his home or you just go and stand for few minutes with him. I will give a live example. Our Dadiji, who was a very magnificent personality, very simple, and always easy going with every people. She was not having a kind of pride in her mind that I am the chief of this such a big institution. Small children, equal people, or even old people, or well learned people, unlearned people, everybody used to meet few seconds in front of her, even a smile, rejoicing everybody. Oh, I got something. What is this? See, immediately the energy passes. So, when a person physically existing can pass that vibration to another person, what happens when I link my mind to the Supreme Ultimate Power? So, you can feel that divinization, divine power, and this results in divinization. So, science, those who are intellectuals, those who are experimenting in different areas, if they are connected to that Supreme and then experiment, definitely they become the instrument to create a world of happiness.
Already experiment has been taken place, and the one which come to the mind very easily is the one taken place between Uri Geller and Dadi Janki, and they experimented it in such a way that it was proven that the positive thoughts that Dadi had in mind was actually transferred to Uri Geller, and it is for their anyone if they want to learn about it, it is already there recorded. So you mean to say that spirituality can also be experimented and given
And
result?
spirituality is not a different subject which is not important in our life. It is the important subject to be learnt and to be added in our life. Then only we are able to make our life a life of happiness. And this is the most neglected subject in present society. And I think in course of time this will be the most important subject which everybody would like to.
I think this should be taken up as a subject separately and studied, because when we study this subject, our problems in life are actually going to be solved, and that is the most important thing for all of us. So Benji, thanks to us for the discussion. So today we learned a very important thing, that is science and spirituality are not two different things. It can be complementary. If we follow one, we can follow the other also, because both are based on experimentation and result can be got in both of the streams. So, already those who are practicing science, it is our sincere request that you give a little bit time to experiment on spirituality also, so that we can get such beautiful results in life and we can make our lives even better. So, today it is time for us to move on to the question of the day. Benji, we have a question in email today that is from Vikram Kesari Patel from Orissa. He says, I'm a teacher and head of my institution. I have a question. I am transferred to another school now, and here the staff and teachers are not cooperative with me. I have tried my level best throughout the year to bring a change, but I was not able to bring about any sort of change in them. What shall I do? I am fed up with this. This is a common problem for many who are in the administration level, how to bring everyone together. So, what advice can we give?
There are many ways to introduce change in
Mm,
a group of people.
mm,
We have to select what type of introduction or what type of method is suitable for them.
mm,
So, first of all, we need to understand why they are so reluctant.
mm,
Finding the cause, maybe their personal problem, family problem, or they are having their attitudinal problems, all these things. First, we have to understand. And what is the attitude I have with them? If
mm,
I think I have put so much of effort and no change, and that negative thought itself is blocking the
mm,
allowance of the change, even if they are moving even a
mm,
1 inch or
mm,
one step. So there is a need of finding the cause.
mm,
And secondly, why they have lost the enthusiasm.
mm,
There is something pain in them,
mm.
dissatisfaction in them.
Mm. And also,
And
Benji, here one more point comes is I need to look into myself, how powerful I am, so that I can
mm,
inspire that
mm,
kind of vision in others also. So I
yes,
think it is more about a self reflection
yes.
here.
So this is both sides, and we
Mm.
need to select a appropriate method for them to
Mm.
introduce.
That question has been fairly answered, because we need to look into ourselves first, I think, to find out the weakness we have so that we can become a leader and motivate others. So, today we are going into the last part of our session, the virtue, the attitude, and the contemplation part.
So in many areas wherever we are related to, the attitude of being impartial
Mm.
will give good results.
Mm.
So let us adopt or practice to be impartial as much as possible, and that will give lightness to us as well as lightness to others. And the virtue that supports this attitude is being equal,
Mm.
the virtue of equality. So I respect everybody with virtue of equality.
Can we have a quick reflection on this?
Let us think ourselves in the state of a person with responsibility. Wherever we are, whichever position we are holding, let us always feel everybody is special and I have to give equal respect, equal love to each and every individual. And this feelings of being impartial gives me lightness in my mind. There is no reservations, and therefore I feel comfortable with everyone. People who are related with me at home or workplace with this attitude and virtue, they can come more closer and have more faith in me that I am fair in dealing with each and every individual. I am the master of my life. I have a choice to act in my own way from morning till night. I now develop an attitude of adjustment which is so playful, not painful. Adjusting is just accepting. Try to help others and try to mold myself so that others can have easiness with me and I can be with them with ease. When I have this attitude, the virtue that supports me is fearless. I don't get afraid of others or others' nature or behavior. I can have sweet relationship with others. Therefore, I become fearless of whatever the nature or behavior of others I see. Like ocean accommodates all kinds of rivers and things inside and gives back only diamonds when the wave comes to the shores. Similarly, keeping my heart big, I try to accommodate everybody and adjust with them. This makes life more meaningful and beautiful. Om Shanti.
Thanks a lot, Benji, as usual, for this reflection. Thanks a lot from behalf of all the viewers for taking us through this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that's all for today, my dear friends. We have gone through a beautiful journey. Keep along with us in this journey, and any questions, any queries, any suggestions, please feel free to email us or call us in our number. Until we meet in the next episode, it's a bye bye from all of us.